She's right. It is disgusting what's happening right now. They're terrorists. They're actively wearing Islamic garb while they're out here protesting. They're terrorists. What's up? So, what's up, Joe? How you doing, buddy? So, in case y'all don't know, they're actively protesting, wearing Islamic garb and antifa outfits, all covering their faces. You just missed the part where they just actively said we're out here actively terrorizing people until we get what we want. So these are actual terrorists in the streets. Last night it got pretty crispy out there. A bunch of them got the shit kicked out of them by the cops and patriots. They're starting to find out we're fed up. So the cops can't cover their faces, but you can, you fucking assholes. And that's a painter's mask. That's not going to stop tear gas. That's a painter's mask. These people want to have civil war and they want to get out here and murder people, and they don't even have the proper gear or the proper motivations. You know what I mean? If you guys were out here with the proper motivation and like you were actually being peaceful all the time, and right before we play this broadcast right now, they were just interviewing a lady that was screaming at the fucking cops, pointing at the cop, putting her finger in his face, pushing him and stuff like that. What's up, Frank? How you doing, bud? In case anybody's wondering where I've been, I got banned last week for dehumanizing and bullying Antifa members when they came to our town last week. So when they surrounded me with metal poles like they were going to attack me, and I made it verbal what I was going to do if they did that, YouTube said I was dehumanizing and bullying Antifa. So I got a 1 week monetization and going live and posting strike. So I did go live last night. I was live back on the first time with my new OBS studios. Everything worked out good. It just didn't download back to my YouTube. So that's why we're going live like this for a quick live today. But there's all kinds of protests going on everywhere against ICE right now. And these people are still out here celebrating things that are going on. And in case you don't know, everybody be aware, they just launched a new Transtifa chapter in America, and their stuff is starting to pop up all over fucking TikTok right now. So keep an eye on that. Let's screen record and post it everywhere you can, and let's keep making these people fucking famous. You know, I come across a whole bunch of new videos today. Yeah, Chicago got pretty crazy last night. They got pretty nuts. They had 3 bomb evacuations in Chicago last night as well, besides all the people getting beat up. A bunch of social media people are trying to pop out here right now. Listen, guys, okay, everybody calm down, because if you've never been to these events like me and Tim Pool, and we got specific training from in 2020 when we went to these protests and these events that they have, okay? You can't just go out here and walk the streets. You're going to get yourself killed. I get that some of you got security around you, but you got 3 people and they got 200 motherfuckers surrounding you. So just watch your backs and be careful. You know, if you go up and start talking to like the news vans, even if it's liberal news, they will help you. You know what I mean? You can go get a press pass by getting in close with these guys, and they will help you with the training for what you're supposed to do in those types of situations, because it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? It's different than just getting on here and speaking with people on the internet than when you go out in the middle of all these assholes, because they're going to get violent. They're going to come to you every single time, no matter what, even if you're standing down the road. If you don't look like them and you're not acting like them, they're going to come at you. It doesn't matter if you're 100-year-old old lady walking down the fucking road with a walker, or if you're a fucking buffed up motherfucker. They don't care, because they're stupid. They're not very smart. You know what I mean? They're miserable, so they want everybody else in the world to be miserable. You know what I mean? They hate themselves. So that's the whole point of these assassinations. If you notice in these videos with these kids, I'm turning the volume down because copyright reasons, but they are mostly wearing masks. This is the instigator right here. This is what they call one of the direct action Antifa members. This is a direct action actor. They have 3 in every crowd of 100. It kind of defeats the purpose, you know what I mean? It kind of defeats the purpose here of her screaming like that when they're making all that noise around her. Like, remember the last video I went to, they're screaming, free speech, we believe in free speech, we gotta have free speech, while they're trying to shut me the fuck down. They got those big horns and those fucking bells and shit that they're out there using, and they're like kids, like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. Well, they need to understand, this isn't last year. You assassinated the best of us. And nothing's ever going to be the same for you people again in this country. You have to understand that, okay? We can no longer allow you to get within a hand's reach distance of us. We have to react if you do. There's no other option. Y'all have made it clear. You know what? It's this same lady has been, for the past 3 hours, going around all of the different events in this community and antagonizing people. These are what they call the direct action Antifa members, okay? They'll go up to people that don't know anything that's going on. They have no clue what's been happening. They're just, they want to fight for a cause, you know what I mean? And they indoctrinate those people and get them to like, hey, we got a rally here, be there such and such time, and then they have them share it out everywhere. And then the next thing you know, you've got 1,000 people that have no clue what the fuck is going on in these rallies, and then you've got 10 or 15 of these direct action Antifa members, okay? And they get out and they instigate. And these people say, oh, we're just regular Democrats. But the moment these people espouse, we are Antifa, we are organized, we will stop you fascists, they surround you. Even the so-called normal Democrats surround you to hurt you. So when you say they're not all in this, yes, the fuck they are. They're all one fucking hive mind like the Borg, bro. And that's all there is to it. They see one person do something on their side, and they all mimic the exact same thing. Okay, so stop saying it's not all of them, because every one of these people that are at these protests, they might not be throwing the punches, but they will surround you and impede your progress so the people that want to attack you can. That's the same thing as attacking you. That's the same difference. If you're physically impeding me from getting away from these people to give myself safety, you're doing the same things they're doing. You know, and that's how these people work. And the sad fact of the matter is half of these kids have no clue what the fuck they're doing. They don't know why they're there. They have no moral that they're standing on whatsoever. It's just they're brainwashed. Like all these queers out here wearing these fucking Muslim jihadis. Are you fucking kidding me? Queers for Palestine? How the fuck does that even make sense? That's a contradiction inside of a fucking contradiction. You know, I don't understand how these people's brains function. But that's the sad part. I do understand, okay? Because everything they're telling us, They absolutely mean what they're saying. When they say we're destroying their democracy, they're communists. So they mean that. We're destroying their democracy. They're trying to overthrow the constitutional republic right now, and they're destroying your democracy. Basic human rights don't exist for terrorists, just so you know, Slim Fat Boy. So once you're deemed a terrorist legally in America, you don't live under the Constitution any longer. You are now a terrorist that terrorizes people of the country, the citizenry. So therefore, you no longer live under the Constitution, just so you understand that's how that works. Communists don't have a constitutional right to be a communist in America. It is federally illegal to be a communist in America, just so you understand that fact of the law, okay? It is federally illegal to run for office in America if you're a fucking communist. That's the fact of the law, okay? So we do not allow Islamic terrorists on the soil of America. That's federal fucking law. They're terrorists. They have no rights whatsoever. If you're going to murder, maim, and kill in our country, you don't get to benefit of the protections of our country. So you're in the jurisdiction of America, but you're not living under the laws of the jurisdiction of America. Therefore, the laws aren't there for you. Do you understand? When you're a terrorist, you're a fucking terrorist, period. You're the worst scum of the fucking planet, bro. You need to be dealt with. You don't need to be coddled and babied, okay? For these kids that are throwing paint on shit, give them 6 months in fucking jail. But give them 6 months in a fucking county jail, not no fucking cushy motherfucking federal fucking jail where they can get an Xbox in their own cell and real fucking food. Put them in the state fucking facilities, man. You know what I mean? So you can still charge them with federal crimes. That just means they have to live under special conditions when they're in a state facility. Because there's plenty of federal inmates that sit in state facilities for 6 months to a fucking year before they get transferred out to a federal facility. But the officers have to run under specific rules when they are under federal jurisdiction. So if they're getting charged with federal crimes, which none of these people have so far, by the way, all their crimes have been dropped down to just basic crimes. Even the guy that got 19 years, his shit was dropped down. The assassin, Luigi Mangiano, the motherfucker's shit was dropped down to second-degree murder, you know? So that's another problem we have. We need our administration to be just a little more extreme. Because if you don't know about what's going on overseas right now, we got war within, war without. We got all kinds of shit going on. I made it very clear in all my videos for the past 4 years. Our country's way too fucked at this point to just walk in and come back from it. This isn't going to be fixed in this one administration. For one, the administration is still adhering to lower courts that have no authority over the administration. That's no good. We need to change that completely. The Republicans are too worried about what the fuck everybody else thinks about them. Who gives a fuck? These people don't care. Do you think that if these terrorists win in the midterms, that they're going to give a fuck about the rule of law or the Constitution? Or do you think the fact they're going to say, oh, we didn't put the military in the streets, Donald Trump did, but now we're going to utilize them the same way he did to go after the people we deem as terrorists, which they've already done for 4 fucking years. They utilized the integrity, the power, and the enforcement structure of the federal government to come after people like you and me. You know, for speaking at school board meetings and not wanting them to fuck our children. That's insane, bro. That is insane. Oh, there's plenty of room in our prisons. Holy fuck, there's cells all over the place. Look, man, you can fit 20 in a cell. Fuck, look how they do it over in fucking, these Spanish countries, bro. No, we got plenty of room for these fucking terrorists. Terrorists don't need to be comfortable, bro. They need to be uncomfortable. They need to learn a fucking lesson. If we're not going to give these people the fucking death penalty, then we're going to make them uncomfortable as fuck. Okay? We need to get rid of some of these. See, we're citizens. That's why the militia is supposed to be the law of this shit. Because we don't have to live under the same Nuremberg codes and all that shit that the fucking military does. Unfortunately, the military has what's called ROE, Rules of Engagement, and LOAE, law of active engagement, okay? And full force is not a legal definition of a rules of engagement or laws of engagement, okay? And they're very strict. And the military is ran like fucking clockwork, bro. It's from 1 to 12. It doesn't go fucking backwards, okay? So the wording on things matters. Human rights and civil rights? What do you mean? I don't decide anybody's well, I do decide, but they're legally deemed terrorists. Any of you espousing any of this ideology, you're fucking terrorist. Just like you literally, I have the fucking format, I'll post it tonight, where your administration deemed me and people like me maggot fucking terrorist and terrorists if we spoke at school board meetings or went to county meetings and spoke about how you were trying to fuck our kids and groom our children. And that's a whole nother live tomorrow. This new Antifa fucking thing that's come out, we're going to get all these motherfuckers put in prison because they're doing some crazy shit to fucking kids, man. These people are fucking grooming our children, and that's what they have to do, too. And that's why all these kids are the way they are right now. Because in school, they were watching these shows about transgenderism and how to fucking cut your dick off and sacrifice yourself to demons instead of actually learning about history and how to do something in the world. So now, what you guys have to understand is, if you're espousing any of this information, YouTube is no longer allowed to pay you. No social media is legally allowed to pay you any longer. That's why you're hearing all these fucking people that make their living, like Destiny, completely demonetized. He cannot get paid on social media anymore. Okay? So understand, if you're a terrorist, you don't get the benefits of this country. You don't get the benefits of our money. You don't get the benefits of anything. And we're coming for you. We told you this was going to happen, and you laughed at us. This is just the beginning. We're not even a fucking year in, guys. Think about that. We're not even a fucking year in right now. This is just the beginning of this. It's going to get much worse. Would you rather the United States military coming after you, or would you rather Donald Trump activate a bunch of motherfuckers like me that have militias with 4,800 people in them? Would you like that? Would you rather people like me come for these people, or would you rather the fucking military and the fucking Border Patrol go after them? That's the only options. That's it. There are no other options. Antifa, you're done. You're gone. We have the entire apparatus of the United States government. Even the Democrats are telling you to go fuck yourselves. Wait until you see Netflix next month. There won't be one woke fucking program on that motherfucker. We just defeated Netflix. They just took the largest hit that any company's taken in my lifetime in the stock market because of their woke ass bullshit. They have to depend on our tolerance. Do you understand? They have to. Like I keep telling these leftists, they bitch and they moan and they try to get us shut down from being on here and speaking the truth like this. But let me tell you this. The moment you don't see people like me on here speaking anymore, you better go hide in the motherfucking hole somewhere, because that means we're coming for you. Okay, the moment we do sit down and shut the fuck up, that means we're coming for you. Because we don't fucking put felonies on the internet. You notice every time I get in a fight with one of these motherfuckers, I cut my live feed off. I am not going to film myself committing a fucking felony. That's dumb as fuck, dude. I will fucking commit the aggression from these people into the camera. That way you know they were the aggressor. But I am not going to film myself committing felonies. That's insane that this happens in America right now. And it happens every 5 seconds. I can go through 20 videos on this internet right now of people committing felonies. And if you don't think the government doesn't see, if you think the government doesn't see that, and one day when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, like, oh, hey, look, you got all these crimes going against you, you know, things are getting crazy in this country, guy. They're talking about the fucking Democrats are talking about precognitive crimes when they get into power. Do you know what precognitive crimes are? You ever seen the movie Minority Report? They're going to start arresting you for crimes that you might fucking commit based off of AI technology. That's crazy. You can Google what? Where's Wonder Bread? What's what? Are you calling me Wonder Bread? I'm probably darker than you'll ever fucking be. I'm a red man. I'm a fucking Native American, bro. I'm from this land. I can say anything I want to you motherfuckers. I'm literally red. Look at my skin. I'm literally fucking red, bro. I'm a fucking red man. So, by your own logic of your operations, Google what? Who are you talking to? Okay, I'm gonna go through some of these comments. They're already labeled domestic terrorists. It's 100%. They are labeled domestic terrorists. 100%. Already in the law. It was signed in an executive order last week. The law's already gone into effect. Have y'all seen the video of the Antifa member that got arrested and he's cowering in the police station because they don't think there will be any repercussions? These are the kids that got participation trophies. These are the kids that parents never fucking punished them. They never got their asses beat. These children should have been beat when they were kids, and they wouldn't be acting like this right now. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying punch them in the fucking face. I'm saying you get a leather belt and you beat the fuck out of that ass. That's what I'm saying. That's what these cops need to be doing right now. They don't need these fucking, look, they don't need these, but I do like, look, they went from paintball guns, oh, go back to them. They got some big-ass wooden billy clubs now. Look at that. No, what they need are some fucking cricket paddles with some holes drilled into them. And they need to bend these kids over and fucking spank them in the middle of the fucking street. Up. Is this that same guy, but he just put a mask on now? Oh, the direct action agitator.
Powering on. Connected.
Yeah, baby, look at that. Look at that. There ain't no more tolerance for you motherfuckers.
What's that guy holding? And is that like one of those tear gas launchers? Or?
No, he was holding a fucking gun, bro. That dude will take your fucking head off.
Is that an assault rifle? No,
there's no such thing as an assault rifle. Okay, listen, by that logic, this is an assault pencil because I could kill you with it. I could kill probably 15 people with that one pencil right there. Therefore, that's an assault pencil. You know, AR on a rifle stands for armor light. The fuck is blue fentanyl? The assault pencils are very scary. Very, very scary, man. I try to stay away from them. I'm in an assault pencil-free zone right now. You know, my dog's an assault husky, too, because she can fuck you up. And she fuck more than one person up, so she's an assault husky. You know, the logic of these people, it stands for armor light rifle, is what AR stands for. There's no such thing as an assault rifle. There's no definition of a rifle called an assault rifle that's sold to a fucking civilian. You can't buy anything other than a semi-automatic rifle from a gun store unless you have a class 3 license, which means you can buy a 50 caliber fully automatic machine gun, or you can buy any type of fully automatic gun. But citizens can't just own fully automatic firearms unless they were made before 1986. Any fully automatic firearms made before 1986 you can own, but not after. So, yeah. The rates of fire and things changed. Okay. Now you get a class 3 license, you can buy a fucking minigun, and you could, I mean, just for an example, I do not condone violence. I'm just hypothetical situation. If you had a minigun in this crowd, that crowd would be pink mist, you know. But shipping owners owned cannons and fucking all kinds of firearms. There was no expectation of losing your rights in America until 1968, when the Gun Control Act of 1968. There's no history and tradition of taking people's constitutional rights like that. 1968 was when the Gun Control of America was passed, so absolutely rest is my banner's not up. Why isn't my banner up? Well, I usually have a Charlie Kirk banner up. No. Hold on. Let me do this. I could put my symbol in the background, but instead, we are going to... You said rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, so... Boom. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Absolutely. Love you, brother. We miss you very much. Very, very much. Nobody's ever going to be able to take his place or do things the way he did it. Nobody's ever going to bring as many kids except for him, and he's still doing it. As a matter of fact, he's bringing more kids than we've ever brought to our side. So right now, what is it? 178,000 new signups to Turning Point USA. You can buy explosives even if you're a felon. You can have an entire truck full of explosives. You can buy, the explosives aren't firearms. So, and there's air rifles out there now. You can get the Hubin 50 cal, and that's way more detrimental than fucking this. You should go check out some of these air rifle ballistic tests, and they fucking shred you when they go through you. They just take holes out. See, the people like this guy that I'm pinning here right now, and I just screenshotted his name so we could make him famous. If you have a job, you don't have that no more. See, that's it. You're a terrorist. If you speak like that about somebody that got murdered in a horrible way in front of his baby children, you're a fucking terrorist, and we will not take that. We will not let you espouse that type of stuff anymore. We don't care about your rights any longer. We're done. You're murdering us in the fucking streets. We don't care anymore. We're done. You took it a little too far. And now we're going to show you how far we will take this. And we're going to take this. And the funny thing is, we don't have to come get violent with you. Like I said, you will come to us every single time, and we will just dictate violence of action. Oh, that looks like somebody's threatening to kill Joe Rogan. We know what that means, and just so you know, we no longer allow that type of... We're done. We're done. We will no longer... We know what the stuff means. We don't care if you try to get off on it one way or another. You people are going to be held accountable in the next two years. We promise you. There are already 178,000 subpoenas signed. There's a lot of videos they have to go through. They're arresting all of you. You have no clue what's been happening. Why do you think these 800 generals just got together with all the top brass and the president and the vice president? We're coming for you in force with the entirety of the United States military, and there's nothing you can do. Nothing. Because we hold all of the enforcement power in this fucking world. Our side. We control everything. There's no freedom of speech. Listen, I only stand up for your freedom of speech if you actually practice freedom of speech. But if you're trying to silence me and fucking murder me and shut me down, terrorists don't get freedom of speech, baby. And if Donald Trump were a fascist, none of you would be in the streets right now. You'd be getting mowed down. You'd be getting fucking mowed down by these officers if this were a fascist administration. If Donald Trump were acting like a king, we wouldn't. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, the agitator's getting it. Hold on. Oh, no, I got to turn my green screen off. No. They got her on the ground back there, guys. I told you. They got her on the ground back there. Putting her in handcuffs. The same one that's been out there all this time. You can scream freedom of speech all you want, but you don't believe in our freedom of speech, so we're done with you. We don't give a fuck anymore. You're terrorists. All of you are terrorists. Boom! Boom, do it. Do it. I need to see some boots. The American way, baby. We are conquerors. We are not a world of participation trophies. Exactly. We're not mad. We're fucking finished. We're done. Yeah, baby. Oh, got 2 of them. Nice. That is live right now, bro. That is live. This dude is live. This is Chicago anti-ICE protest live. Let me, you can see the live chats going over here. I'll go join the conversation and post. See, I can post in the live chats. If it weren't live, then I wouldn't be able to post in the live chats. I would just go to a regular chat box. Get a thummies up. We'll be out here soon, guys. We'll be out here going through all this stuff. They got a bunch of rallies coming up here in Florida. Oh, yeah. You have no clue how much they fortified. Not only have they sent more troops in, but we've got standby troops in boats all over the fucking city. You know they're going to North Carolina now, right? South Carolina. They're going all over the place. All over the place. I can't wait till they get here in Florida. We'll be traveling around helping them. Abso-fucking-lutely. You put your hands on a fucking soldier here in Florida when we're out at these fucking rallies, we'll just beat the fuck out of you. This is Florida. Jump in front of us in the middle of the road in Florida. We got the SB1 speed bump law. You need to look up what the SB1 speed bump law is if you don't know what that is. It means you just turned yourself into a fucking speed bump permanently in the middle of the road. Remember when the mob used to build speed bumps? We need to get back to that. I'm going to make me an old cup of coffee real quick. I know it's an odd time for me to go live. I had to work today, though. I'm building a wall. I posted the videos. We're building a wall at an old man's house to keep fucking people out. President's building walls and I'm building walls. Look at that. Oh. That's funny that you put build the wall there. Did you do it after I said that, or? You're right. He does have a special place for me. It's called the Tabernacle of God. He does have a special place for people like me. He has a very special place in the pit of hell for people like you, though. Very, very special place in hell for people like you. Does this guy not know me? Does this guy not know my channel? Does this guy not know you can't stump me on the Bible? I've got 5 Bibles and a Hebrew translation right there in the dash of my truck. Anytime someone wants to debate me on the Bible, I would love to. Anytime anyone wants to debate me at all. You know, every time y'all say you're going to debate me, I set up the live the next day, and then it turns out you don't show up. You know, anytime somebody wants to get on here live with me, though, I'm all for it. You know, I'll put you right on my OBS studios, and we'll make 2 hours out of it. You know, I've never gone live at this time, but in my 2 o'clock segment, I usually get 35,000 views. So you can use that, because most of you leftists talking shit on here got like 100 people on your channel. It's probably your mom, you know, so. Timothy 2:23. Timothy is one of my favorite books in the Bible. How about you go to 1 Timothy, okay, chapter 2, and read it all the way down through 12. How about you go into Hebrews and read you some Hebrews? How about you learn about David and Samuel and Samson? How about you learn about Paul? How about you go read some Revelation? And how about you read, it says in the Bible, you must hate all things that God hates, or you do not love God. Tolerance is a sin in the Bible. In Revelation, the revelation of Jesus Christ to Paul, this I have against you. You tolerate the Jezebel spirit, and you allow it to lead my children into sexual immoralities and depravities. So on the day of judgment, this I hate about you. Do you understand? God says he will judge us for all the acts that we don't stop of evil that we see around us. We don't build up works on earth. We don't build up treasures on earth. We build up treasures in heaven, guys. For all that puppy dogs and rainbows part of the Bible, it also says in the Bible, a man should not wear a woman's clothes, a woman should not wear a man's clothes. Any who does is detestable in the sight of the Lord, your God. That's in the New Testament. Okay, so many, many times in the New Testament, it says God hates all evil. Anything against God, God hates. Do you understand that? If it goes against God's word, God hates it. Everybody says God is the God of love. God loves everybody, but God is a wrathful, hateful God above everything else. The most majority message in the Bible is you must fear the wrath and hate of God. Do you understand? If you don't fear God, if you don't truly, when you pray and you're trying to be all articulate and loving and just think of every nice thing you can say to God, and you're not getting on your knees and telling God every single way that you're a fucking sinner and a piece of shit like I am, like we all are, because we live in the flesh and we're human beings. But I don't sacrifice my body parts to allow demons to come into me and call myself non-binary, which is a demon trait. The only entity in the demon world, the only entity in the Bible that is non-binary is demons, period. They cut off their body parts and they sacrifice them to Bathlith, and they are meat suits for demons. Same thing with babies. They sacrifice babies. You're baby murderers. It doesn't say thou shalt not kill in the Bible. It says thou shalt not murder. But God, in many different instances, says you must righteously kill in the name of God all evil. You must destroy all evil in the name of God. So if I'm standing in the street and I see some dude just walk up and hit some old lady, and I stand by and I pull out my phone and I fucking record that shit, I'm going to be judged for that if I don't step in and intercede on the behalf of that lady. Okay, and here's the beauty about me, guys. Here's the beauty about me. I will sacrifice my place so you can have yours. How about that? How about we just put it that way? I'm willing on this earth to sacrifice everything the Father's willing to give me so you can have what the Father offers. How about that? I'll be your sinner. I'll be your huckleberry. I'll be that guy that gets out here and is fucking vulgar and you got to understand. I'm not bringing you to Jesus through puppy dogs and rainbows. I'm bringing you to Jesus knowing that you don't have to be a perfect human being in order to know Jesus Christ and to love Jesus Christ and to truly understand. I'm going to cry when I talk about Jesus. That's the most just heart-wrenching thing to me. And the whole reason Charlie Kirk hit us so hard as Christians is because he was loved by Jesus Christ, very much so. He was loved by Jesus Christ so much that he got his place before any of us. Do you understand? And Jesus knew, God knew, that when that happened, that it was going to start something for the Christian faith around the freaking world. This isn't an American thing. This is around the world. Charlie's death affected the entire world. Okay? You've got governments being toppled because Charlie was assassinated. You have countries committing revolutions against all these Muslim terrorists in their countries right now because of Charlie Kirk's assassination. You have America starting the beginning of taking our fucking country back right now because of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Do you understand? None of this would be happening right now if it wasn't for Charlie Kirk. None of it. Thank you, brother. You gave the ultimate sacrifice so people can finally see the evil demonic presence that is among us. And see, there's nothing you can do. And do you want to know? Let me show you why there's nothing you can do. Okay? You can't stop us even when you murder us. Because we have this. Do you understand? We have this. This shield right here, this sword right here, can stop and cut through anything that you can throw at us. Because this isn't our life. This isn't our life. This fleshly earth, we don't give a fuck about any of this. People that actually love Jesus, we don't care about any of this, okay? At all. Anybody that dies for God and country is making the ultimate sacrifice. Anybody that dies for God, for preaching about God, is making the ultimate sacrifice above everything else, above sacrificing for country, above sacrificing for your family. Nothing is above God. My family's not above God. Are you kidding me? No, but nothing's above God to me. Nothing. Jesus Christ is number one as far as I'm concerned. What's happening, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing a little show. Little show tonight. But that's all right. Z Palma Pack. You probably look, that's probably a real picture of you in your profile picture, huh? That's actually what you look like your mom fucked your brother. He channels power through Trump. Sure, absolutely. Why not? Why not? So the funny thing is y'all are so scared that I'm going to get back out here that you call YouTube every time I do a fucking live and do everything. You do understand that YouTube sends us those analytics, right? We know when you report us, it's in our analytics. So you don't have a channel and you don't have viewers, so you don't understand. When you get a channel and you're a premium subscriber, you get what's called analytics. And you can see every single thing anyone's done on your channel. Okay, you can even give moderators access to your channel. They can do a deep dive in through all of your comments throughout the day for you and pull it all up and screenshot it and then make a whole new event out of that. So you help me when you come in here and talk shit. You understand that, right? I love you trolls. I love you guys so much. I love my subscribers. My subscribers are awesome. But when YouTube bans me, they don't track me down other places and subscribe and follow my channel. You guys do. They don't follow me around town and think about me all the time and call my phone and text me and email me 500 times a day. You guys do. You know, it's not the Christians and the Republicans on here that are thinking about me all the time. It's you people that hate me. You say you hate me, but you have to love me to think about me so much. You have to love me to put more comments in my comment section. Some of you pay me super chats just to tell me how much you hate me. You know what I mean? Your logic doesn't make sense. I would never super chat a channel for money and pay you money to tell you I don't like you. That's how you know you've got nothing you believe in. You know what I mean? You're just fucking bored and you're miserable. So everything around you has to be miserable. And it's sad. You're just sad. I'm smiling the whole time. I don't even get mad at this stuff you're saying about me. Absolutely, I'm weak without God. 100%. Absolutely. But I'll tell you this right now. I guarantee you if you're standing in front of me, I beat the fuck out of you. Guarantee it. I bet $1 million on it. $1 million fucking dollars on it. Mango God truck. Mango God truck. Man, I love my truck. It only looks like this because of you piece of shit evil assholes that smash my stuff up and vandalize my shit. When you do stuff like this to my truck right here, you know what I mean? You bust my windows out, you fuck my shit all up. Yeah, the more you fuck with me, the more I put on my truck. I gleefully make myself a target. I never complain about this stuff. Never once in all these years have I ever complained about anything that y'all have done to me. I don't even call the cops on you people anymore. I just prefer to deal with you myself. Because I'm not going to get justice out of the fucking law enforcement. You know what I mean? I love Arizona. I've lived in Mesa, Apache Junction, Tempe. Lived all over Arizona. I used to live right across from Arizona State University. Lived right across from the Arizona Mall. I'm actually thinking about moving to Arizona. Actually thinking about moving there right now. I got all kinds of family. My uncle's Robert Hawkinsmith. He does the morning ABC News tax report. He's a full bird colonel in the military. He's a famous bodybuilder out there. I've lived all over Arizona. Sonny Barger is my godfather. The Hells Angels in Arizona, that's my family. If you go on my Facebook, that's all you'll see is Hells Angels members. That's why I don't give a fuck. I got some of the best people behind me, man, backing me the fuck up. If something ever happened to me, the motherfucker that fucked them, you think I'm crazy? You should meet my brothers. You should meet my brother Robert. Fucking, I'm not even gonna say it because he's on. I haven't seen him in 13 years because he's on the run from the fucking cops and the FBI. You know what I mean? My brother's a fucking murderer. Something happened to me, my brother would find you and he would do horrible things to you. I'm not even worried about the fucking repercussions of if you take me out. You've tried to kill me 4 times. I'm still alive. God doesn't think I need to be dead now. So all of you people carrying 22s out there, go through my page and look at the, I think it's Vandalism by the Left video, and look at when they shot me 3 times. That's what a 22 does to you from about 20 feet away. I was still able to fucking fight them after I got shot 3 times. What's this person doing? And then you got people, stuff like this gets me when people just stop in front of my shit like that and stare at me. You know what I mean? Especially when you don't know them and they're not from around here. So, what time we got going on, guys? 6:43. Might eat me some old din-din. I've been here less than 20 minutes for hours. What? Well, if you go through my channel, you'll see what I do for a living. You'll see what I do for a living. I climb trees like the one that's above me here, and I cut trees out of power lines so you guys can keep your electricity on and it doesn't get interrupted. And I build houses, and I build things. I create things. I contribute to the economy. I pay more taxes than you in 1 year than you'll probably pay in your fucking lifetime. Owning shit sucks. I can't work for people, though. You don't make any money. Well, in Florida, you do now. Just so you know, guys, the minimum wage is officially $15 an hour in Florida as of a couple months ago. So on average, McDonald's in Florida is hiring out at $20 to $22 an hour, depending on how much experience you have. But it's guaranteed no matter what job you get in Florida, they have to pay you $15 an hour. So if you can go make $20 an hour at fucking McDonald's and you work fucking, you know, a 5-hour day, you're making $100 a day just for 5 hours. You work a 10-hour day, you know, you can pull in $250 a day every day. You make $1,400 to $1,800 a month just working at McDonald's on an entry level with no management stuff in Florida now. And guess what? That's why there's only 2 or 3 employees in every fucking restaurant and fast food place you go to here. And that's why they're starting to replace everybody with burger flipping fucking robots. They've already got them at our Steak and Shake. Fucking, we haven't been able to talk to a customer or an employee at our Steak and Shake since fucking COVID. They completely stopped people from doing order. You have to take your own order and everything. So that's the future of America, unfortunately, with this generation. I mean, people are too lazy to even go pick up their own fucking groceries anymore. You got a line of 50 cars delivering groceries to people, and they bitch about being broke, and then they spend $50 extra to get their groceries delivered to them, or they'll fucking Uber a fucking lighter to their house for $34 and say, oh fuck, I'm broke, I don't know what to do. How about you get the fuck off your ass and you walk up to the store, bro? You just saved yourself $34. How about you learn how to balance your money? Too late. Yeah, everybody gets their food delivered to them. Everybody. I eat out as little as possible. If I eat fast food, I usually go to Arby's or Taco Bell. I haven't paid for my food at Taco Bell since my Trump store got burnt down. And that's another situation. The situation I had at Taco Bell where the guy went after the 14-year-old girl because he's a fucking retard, and then admitted like an idiot that he was a Democrat fucking liberal. That was clear from the beginning though. But my first response to that wasn't picking up my phone and recording me dealing with the guy, That's why I took the video with the manager afterwards, and he's still stalking me. I just posted another video. He popped up at fucking Walmart while I was there. So, that's what they do, and that's the problem. They don't, man, whatever. I don't even fucking drink alcohol, bro. I smoke some cigarettes. That's about the worst I do. Smoke some pot every once in a while. I used to love hallucinogens when I was a teenager. I was more of an acid, mescaline, peyote type of kid. That was my drug of choice, was hallucinogens, ecstasy every once in a while. I did grow up in Tampa, Florida, right down by Ybor, so I mean, fucking nothing but rave clubs. Yeah, every once in a while I do microdose some psilocybin. It helps the tumor. Now let's get it right. I'll just jack off right in front of you and fucking let you know that that's what I'm doing. I'm not gonna hide it. Man, I ain't no pervert, bro. I'm at least gonna let you know I'm jacking off in front of you. Fuck. What are you talking about, bro? Being sneaky and shit. No, I'm like a ninja with that shit, bro. 1 minute I'm not there, next minute, boom, dick in your face. You know what I mean? You can't upset me with that shit, dude. All you gotta do is go through my channel and say, I beat the fuck out of pedophiles. I hate pedophiles with every fiber of my being. I hate them. And that's a sin that's on my heart, but I don't care. Before anybody was making this shit famous, this has been on my truck for 9 motherfucking years, bro. That's what got me famous, was going after you fucking kid grooming pedophile sick motherfuckers. See, if I had it my way, the law would just get out of the way for when it comes to pedophiles. They would either turn the pedophile over to somebody like me that will bring the blood eagle back. Fuck a wood chipper, that's too easy. I'll bring the blood eagle back. I'll go Dexter on your motherfucking ass, and I'll learn how to surgically remove your body parts while you're watching. I'll sew your eyelids open. Yeah, that's what I think pedophiles deserve. If we had true justice in this world, all those guillotines Obama invested in would be getting used right now. And if you say to me, love is love, I'll go to prison over that shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll do that right out in the open on camera. I don't care. That's one thing I can't stand, is a freaking kid hurting. That's the future. That's the future of our world. That's what's sick about these people. They have to sexualize everything. Everything is sexualization to you. Everything about life. That's why you have to put trans fucking weirdo fucking faggot shit in our kids' cartoons, man. Listen, the day that the parents have finally had enough, you guys are going to have a real bad fucking life. You think it's bad? A few patriots going out right now and beating the fuck out of you. Wait until we see that the government's not actually going to do something for us. Right? See, we're a patient people. We give the benefit of the doubt every time, and that's our fault. We tolerate it to the point to where it's broken, to where we have to actually physically break it to take it back. That's the fault with the Republicans. We don't just nip it in the fucking bud and say, no, this shit's fucking stupid. We're not going to change reality for fucking a bunch of retarded people. It's just not going to happen out here. What we're going to do is we're going to get out here in force and we're going to just deal with this shit. Or we're going to pass a law that just lets us have a purge week. We'll just the government shut down right now. How about we just shut every fucking apparatus of the government and law enforcement down for fucking 2 nights? How about we do that? And we just deal with this shit. That way, we can get back to worrying about if somebody's about to fucking nuke us because they're flying the EB-4 doomsday plane around. They cost $1 billion and has never been deployed in American fucking history until now. Okay? Which is a plane that can withstand a nuclear blast that they put all the smartest scientists and the fucking bigwigs of the government in, and the president and the vice president, and they go to the nuclear fucking bunker in. Okay? So how about we just get this shit the fuck over with because it's taken too long. We've got 3 years to stop World War III. So we need to nip what's going on in America in the bud immediately. We don't have time to wait for all this stuff. It's too broken of a system right now. You can see these people are still, even though they're deemed terrorists, they're still in the fucking streets espousing terrorist ideology. We voted for much more extreme action. We didn't vote for this pussyfoot around the fucking liberals because you might hurt their feelings and their pussies are going to need a tampon. Bullshit. We voted for you to come in, Trump, savage as a motherfucker because you can't run for office again, and get this shit the fuck done. You know what I mean? We don't want to wait 3 more years to start seeing the fucking streets fully cleaned up. We just want it done. We don't want you federalizing the streets. We want you to let Pete Hegseth, the commander of the fucking military right now, do what needs to be done with the fucking military and leave these federal agents, except for the Border Patrol, obviously, doing their fucking job. Okay? And leave these federal FBI agents that still haven't been accountable for coming after people like me and you for the past fucking 5 years. How about we start holding them accountable? And what we do is all these cops that won't do their fucking job in all these cities, you fire them right now. You fire the fucking prosecutors, you kick them the fuck out. You fire everybody that's not upholding the Constitution, and you let the military do their job until they hire enough people to get the fuck back in there. And then we can get the military out of our streets. We have the law enforcement doing what they're supposed to fucking do, and we don't have to worry about this shit no more. You know? It's literally that easy. It's literally that easy. So, we don't need to federalize things and go against everything America stands for. We need to take the United States military, our active, savage fucking soldiers, our Marines from 29 Palms, all of them, all of 29 Palms, that's their job, is they're trained to deal with domestic and foreign terrorists. That's their fucking job. And they're savage. We'll give them a box of fucking crowns and some cheese dip, and we'll let them go do everything they need to do. You know what I mean? Thank you. Thank you, because I lost 4 followers the week that I was banned. I just got back on yesterday. And I've only been back on for 2 weeks, fully monetized since I fucking won my lawsuit against Google. So, but this is a non-scripted. This is just an off-the-cuff show. I have an OBS Studios. I went live last night, too. I do other content. It's all these political content or something to do with the Constitution, but I do have programs where I can put picture-in-picture and talk and show you these articles at the same time. I don't normally go live at this time. I'm normally live at 2:30 every day, just so you know, and around 9 o'clock every night. And on the weekends, I go to the Antifa rallies because that's when they have them here. They only show up to get paid, though. They're there. Go watch some of my lives at the Antifa rallies. They just banned the big one where I got surrounded and attacked 2 Saturdays ago. I got 200 live views on that one. But that sucked when they took that monetization. Because let me tell you how that works. When they pull the video, they also pull all that money in super chats that you made off of that. Lost $200 and fucking 250,000 views because of that live. That would have put me over 1 million views for last month. Now, I was sitting at 375,000 views for last month. But that was in a 2-week period of time. Because before that, I was banned. But I'm just basically trying to get back out here I just invested in a whole bunch of cameras. I'm waiting for them to come in. I got cameras, microphones, lighting and stuff coming in. I got new programs, new laptops. I've invested like $4,500 in the past 3 weeks. Every time I finish a job, I buy new stuff. But I love you guys, man. I've been on here for an hour, so my rant's starting to go a little off. You know what I mean? I'm starting to digress a little bit. But when I watch these videos and I see these assholes out here espousing killing ICE agents and stuff like that, that's insane. That's not freedom of speech. Telling people you're going to kill them and come after their families is not freedom of speech. Telling people you're going to murder an entire culture based off the fact that they don't think or believe like you, that is not freedom of speech. That's terrorism. Going, like, when I first, at the very beginning of this video, that girl was saying flat out, we're out here in the streets terrorizing as many people as we possibly can. And she's the one that we're putting in handcuffs a little bit ago on the video. So, you got to understand. You say it's not all of them. But even the ones that show up, that don't espouse the Antifa stuff on a daily basis, they will still surround you and beat you to fucking death with Antifa members because they are the Borg. These people are the Borg. They're a hive mind. Or what's the fucking crazy chick from Rick and Morty, Rick's fucking ex-girlfriend? They just go in, they assimilate each other, and then they fucking sticks and stones. Yeah, but the sticks will break your bones. You know? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And that's the problem we have, is words actually literally hurt these children. Like, they're physically shaking like you just punched them in the face when you say words to them. And they will call the cops on you and say, he yelled violence at me. It was violent. He hurt me. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck's wrong with these people? And the cops are just looking at you like, what the fuck do I do here? If I do something to them, they're going to have somebody come after me. And if I do something to you, you're not going to let me. So they just look at you around here like, what the fuck do you do? I've shown you the videos. I'm not joking. When I pull into a parking lot, there could be 5 cops sitting in that parking lot. They get the fuck out of there. They leave. They don't fuck with me at all anymore after all this political shit's gone down. Because our sheriff marched for Black Lives Matters, but we flipped a lot of our fucking deputies since then. And this is his last time he can run. So, yeah, I get no hate from the cops here anymore. They won't even fucking fuck me. A cop that came out when they called the cops on me and said I tried to kill them. They didn't say I threatened to kill them. They didn't say he's going to hurt us. They said I pulled a knife and tried to fucking kill them. And the cops just came out and looked at my truck and said, hey, man, we like your truck. Whoever you are, by the way, lady, the new blonde officer in Port Charlotte, Florida, you already know my name. You're pretty freaking hot. I'll give you that. I was the sexiest cop I ever seen in my freaking life that showed up that day. Absolutely. And that's the funny thing. I was just talking to black guys at Walmart Market the other day. The majority of people that come up to my truck and want to get pictures with it are black people. You know, the majority of people that give me compliments on my truck are black people. That's why I laugh when all these white people, pasty white kids are on here calling me a racist and shit. Because the majority of the people that show up to my rallies are black people. In Florida, the black people all back Donald Trump. There's a lot that don't, but I'm saying the Haitians don't. But most of them are here illegally. Oh, somebody on here blocked you? I ain't never blocked nobody in my life. I won't block you from my channel for talking shit. That would lose me followers and comments, and that would be the opposite of what freedom of speech is. You can say whatever you want to me on here. I'll never fucking block you. But I get what you're saying, because these debaters, these leftist debaters that are on every day, when I take my lunch break, I try to go on and debate them on their channel. They'll never take my calls. And when I make comments, I screenshot them. When I make comments, they ice me from their comment section. So they're on there preaching freedom of speech, but they ice me every time. The problem is, if you can have any kind of logical explanation for these people, they won't debate you. It'll just be them getting really angry. They won't debate you, though. You know, they'll just get violent with you. And I try to match their energy. You know what I mean? You get violent with me, I'm not like Charlie Kirk. I'm not like Steven Crowder. They'll just sit there and debate you and let their security guards come after you. No. Not with me. I'm not that kind of person. I can't turn down a challenge. I'll admit it. See, there's nothing you could say about me because I got this tumor in my brain that stops me from saying what's on my mind. And I'll just tell you, I'm a fucking sorry-ass scumbag piece of shit. I live in my truck because I've had 2 RVs burnt to the ground. My Trump store got burnt to the ground. If you remember my big Trump store I had in town, all the rallies I used to throw there, you know, I've been shot 3 times. My dog's leg has been shattered by one of these leftist Antifa members at a pro-Palestine rally. She was in the RV with me when it got burnt down. That's what that big burn on top of her head is. I was throwing her out the window because I was worried about her first. And when I did, a piece of melted plastic landed on her fucking head and fucked her head up. So you people are pure evil. You've threatened to kill my dog because she's white and you say she's racist. Nothing you say matters to me. It hasn't mattered to me for a long time. You know what I mean? Now the rest of the country is finally catching up with what I've been telling y'all. Because if you go back to all of my videos through all of the years, I've been 100% right about everything that's happening right now. I told you this was going to happen. It was very apparently obvious. I don't know who you social media personalities are using for security companies, but they're fucking garbage. What security company doesn't have Overwatch at an event with fucking 3,000 people at it? You know what I mean? That's what these people don't understand, is their companies won't tolerate this kind of espousement any longer. Okay, if you screenshot these comments and you go to these people's social media pages and you screenshot who they are and you find out where they work and you send this stuff, they won't work anymore. They won't be able to get a job in this fucking country anymore. What's going to happen is, if you don't know about red tagging someone's social security number, if somebody works for you, guys, I'm going to give you some advice. If somebody works for you and they're doing this bullshit and you're about to fire them, go into their IRS report and red flag their social security card. That way, anytime they apply for a fucking job, that job will know they were fired for political reasons. They were fired because they were espousing terrorist ideology and political fucking bullshit. Okay, it's called red flagging the social security card. So if you're a business owner, understand you can do that. And it's 100% legal. So I need a girlfriend? No, not at all. Fucking the women in this day and age are fucking crazy as a motherfucker. My ex-wife died in Afghanistan, and I've been single ever since. I mean, I've had 1 or 2 girlfriends in that amount of time, but that was the love of my life. I'll never get married again. You know, we had started dating when we were, 7 years old. We started dating right after kindergarten. We started dating in kindergarten. We had a fake wedding in my front yard. My dad was a preacher. My mom was a cake baker. So my first adopted parents. And we had an actual wedding in the front yard. And it never dawned on me when I was a baby child, but my dad was a preacher and he actually did the wedding ceremony. So I guess technically, in the eyes of God, we were legally married at 7 years old. But yeah, she was the love of my life. Love her so very much, still to this day. Not a day that goes by that I don't think about her. She was a Marine sniper scouter, and her tank got hit with their armored vehicle got hit with a white phosphorus round, and it melted the tank to the ground and killed everybody inside it. For any of the people that are going to ask what happened. She was the best woman in the world. And I've never been the same since, you know, so, but anyway, I digress. I figured I'd give you that bit of information, you know, in case you don't know who I am or what my background is. I grew up in the foster system. My mom tried to kill me when I was a baby. She stabbed me in the stomach and cut me open. and they found me and my brother in the bedroom. I was in the foster system all my life. I've had 10 or 15 different foster parents, different I've been adopted twice. Yeah, I grew up in a fucked up situation. You know what I mean? The last family I got with were real bad people, and then my biological parents always knew who we were and always had contact with us. And if you've ever been in a foster situation, you understand when the biological parents get back involved, it's weird. You know what I mean? Especially if they're bikers, you know, and not the best of people. So they try to turn me against, you know, that's why I had so many foster families. Biological mom got my real brother Robert back when he was 13 from adoption. And so I lost my brother at 13, who was my best friend. We're 16 months apart. And then my brother Nelson got killed in a motorcycle wreck in 2005 in Plant City, Florida, riding a bike night, January 1st, 2005. Mom died in my arms right after that. So my brother died. No, my mom died first. My mom died October 27th, 2005. And then the following few months later, January, my brother got killed in front of me. So yeah, I might be a little whacked out in the head, but I mean, when I was a little kid, I watched my whole family die in a car wreck, and I'm the only one that lived upside down in the fucking car. You know, that's why I say you can't kill me. You can't fucking kill me. So many people have tried to fucking kill me. I lived in Afghanistan for 5 fucking years with one of my missionary parents. I've been blown up twice. You can't fucking kill me, bro. You know, I had a weird life, but I don't blame it for anything that's happened to me because I made all my own decisions. I fucked my own life up. Nobody fucked it up for me. Nobody that raised me fucked my life up. Nobody that taught me anything in school fucked my life up. I fucked my life up. Okay? I take full responsibility for how fucked up my life is. 100% full responsibility. So, people that blame their life on circumstances from their past really drive me fucking insane. You know, because I'm in this situation right now because I chose to put this shit on my truck. I chose to have my Trump store. I chose to get on social media. I chose these things. I did not have somebody impose any of this on me. I don't blame anybody for any of the shit that you people have done to me. I blame myself. I don't blame you evil people for hurting me or vandalizing my shit or threatening to kill my landlords and blow up their fucking houses. I don't blame you. I blame myself for not being better prepared. Because when I got into social media the first time, for those of you that know me from my old TikTok account, I had the second largest TikTok account that ever existed on fucking TikTok in the beginning of TikTok. I had 10.5 million followers. I was the Berserker Patriot store channel. I did school board meetings and I got pedophiles arrested. I've been on the Alex Jones show. I've been on Fox News 19 times. On their paper, Fox News 19 times. I've been in Charlotte Sun 13 times for speaking at county meetings and going after pornographic books in schools and stuff like that. I got real active with Moms of Liberty for a while. Alex Jones, like I said, put me on InfoWars in 2020, put my videos on. So I used to be out here and I had people that helped me do all this stuff. I had editors, I had guys that carried cameras and shit. And I'm not as smart as they are when it comes to this shit. So now I'm trying to get this all done myself. So I'll never talk shit about one of you creators out here ever again. Because this shit's fucking retardedly difficult, bro. It took me 12 hours just to get the fucking studio software kind of to where I can do something with it. Yeah, I'm really sad for these people too. That's what it is they're sad. You know, they're just sad human beings. It must suck. Because you know what I would rather be doing than this? I'd rather be at the fucking beach. You know, I'd rather be at the beach with my fucking dogs swimming right now, or sitting out on the beach smoking a fat fucking joint, not having to worry about the fact that somebody might want to murder me. I would like to not have to walk out of where I'm staying at in the morning and have to fucking scan the entire area before I fucking come out. I hate that I now have to have this fucking thing to fly around areas that I go to. You know, I had to go out and buy a drone, which, by the way, if you buy a drone, get the one with the remote. They're real easy to use. The ones that you have to operate from your phone are fucking stupid. I went through all 3 of them. And in case you don't know why I was banned, the brand new GoPro, I just bought the newest one that I did all those videos with last month. Somebody already stole it. Somebody got it right out of the fucking hanger in the fucking truck. What is up with all these people doing this, man? That's the 3rd person since we've been here that stopped and looked at me and just sat there for a minute in their vehicle. See, shit like that make you paranoid when you got people threatening to kill you. Everybody's like, oh, you're just paranoid. No, they're actively murdering people and they're saying they're going to murder all of us. And then I get 300 death threats a day. And then I get Antifa members show up at the stores that I'm shopping in saying, see, we know where you are. You know, so we're not just paranoid. You're actively out here coming after us. Yeah, you can see some of the... I posted some of the videos. Oh, wait. I might not have posted them on YouTube. They're on X because I was banned from here last week when all this happened. I'll post all the videos. I was at Taco Bell getting my normal food because they support what we do very much so. So I eat there a lot. I know it's bad food, but Taco Bell supports what we do in this town. You know, so I support them. Anyway, I was in there with my patrons waiting for my food, and some dude was in the drive-thru, and he was yelling. Well, the problem was his mom put some money on his debit card for Din Din, and he couldn't figure out how to load it. So instead of, pulling off the side, calling the fucking card and saying, hey, what's going on with my money, he blamed the girl at the fucking register for his card not working. So he drives over into the parking lot, and he comes inside, doesn't even fix his fucking card. He says, skips the whole line, walks up to the counter, and says, hey, you need to come deal with me now. I kept looking at the menu, okay? Manager said, okay, I got you. I'm making food right now. I'll be up there in a second. He proceeds to put half of his body and his leg over the counter like he's going to go over the counter with the little 15-year-old girl that's working at the fucking register up here that can't legally come up and deal with customers because of her age. She's on a work permit from school. Gets aggravated and violent with her. Flicks her off, calls her a fucking bitch and says, you need to get the fuck over here now. So I said, hey, dude, you need to calm the fuck down, man. What's wrong with you? That's a little girl. Calm down. He proceeded to turn around immediately without skipping a beat. Fuck you. I'll fucking kill you. Oh, fuck, man. I'm not the motherfucker. I'm not Charlie Kirk, and I'm not one of them, man. You will threaten to kill me. You're going to take my motherfucking life, or I'm going to take yours, bro. So he continued to get stupid. He wouldn't put his hands on me. Because the moment I fought back, he turned into a professional fucking victim immediately, trying to get help from everybody in the fucking restaurant. Well, everybody in the restaurant offered to pay for my fucking food. So I proceeded to walk him out the fucking door because he didn't want to leave, even though the manager, that's a 5'0" lady, wanted him to get the fuck out. He got in her face, so I stepped in between them. Okay, I'm sorry. The first thing I thought of wasn't to fucking pick up my phone and record that shit. But my first thought was, well, I got to physically stop this guy from doing this. He outweighs me by about 100 pounds, keep in mind. But he looks like his mom fucked his brother. And he's talking shit. So I look at him and I said, man, you must be one of those Democrat liberals. He said, yeah, I am. I'm an Antifa member. I said, oh, those were the wrong words right there, buddy. So like I said, I forcefully removed him from the building. Well, he went and got in his car and drove around to my truck and proceeds to tell me that he knows who I am, he knows where I live, he's going to come after me, and they're going to get me. I said, cool, good. The manager follows me out of the store because she doesn't want me to do anything. She's doing everything, she's known me for years, she's doing everything she can to stop me, okay, guys? So she puts me in my truck, basically, puts me in my fucking truck. She's a mom type figure, you know what I mean? I've known her for like 15 years. But anyway, puts me in my truck, and he follows me. So I go behind the building to go off in the middle of nowhere. I'm recording at this point. That video is on here. At this point, from the moment the manager walked me outside, when I saw he got behind my car and he was going to follow me, I did turn my phone on and start recording. So from there on out, I've got a recording. Okay. Well, when he saw that I was going back into the fucking woods, he busted a right and got the fuck out of there. Because there ain't no cameras back there. I told him, I said, we can go back here. There's no cameras. There's no witnesses. There's nothing, you know, knowing that I just had 19 people see that he fucking got aggressive in the restaurant, you know. So they had him trespass from that store. The very direct next day, I'm in Walmart Market getting a couple Yellowstone chili TV dinners, which are quite scrumptious, by the way. And all of a sudden, I'm looking out of the corner of my eye. Here comes this motherfucker rushing in the store and just gets right up behind me with his buggy and just smiles. Doesn't say a word to me. I'm not dumb enough to get fucking retarded in a Walmart. Y'all are a bunch of fucking Democrats that fucking shop in there in fucking Florida. So I'm not dumb enough to get retarded in there. I can get really retarded though, because I'm half retarded. Keep that in mind. So I got that on video. I took a video. I said, hey, there's the guy behind me. He's been following me for 3 fucking days now. This is the day after. The day after. I got a video all 3 days. He's stalking me. But because he's not physically putting his fucking hands on me, there's nothing. If I called the cops, they'd do nothing. Do nothing. There's nothing they can do. He hasn't broken the law. It's not against the law to follow somebody around. He can just say, oh, I just happen to be going to the store at the same time as him. You know what I mean? But I guess he lives on my same street. And he drives one of those identical, those little Kia Souls right there. Identical. I checked the tag number. It's not that vehicle. I was smiling when I drove down the road because he said he lived on the same road as me. I was smiling when I got to the house and I saw that car there, hoping that he was my neighbor. Oh, I was praying. Redneck next door, redneck here, redneck there. All Trump supporters. He got a Trump flag in his yard. All Trump supporters around me. Cop. It'd be a field day out here, but that's not him. I'd have been happy if it would have been, though. Because like I said, I would rather deal with these people myself than call the cops on them. Because they're going to go to court here in Florida, and regardless of what y'all are hearing from Ron DeSantis and the news, we're fucked. It's fucked up bad in Florida right now. Down here in Port Charlotte, Florida, we go to stores and the fucking employees don't even speak fucking English, man. Like, literally, they have to get translators to come up and fucking do commerce with you. How the fuck do they have a job? You can't even do your job. You know what I mean? So it's gotten pretty bad down here in Florida. A lot of fucking Democrats have fled here. And the first thing they do is try to turn this into where they fled from. That's how you know they're insane. They do the same thing over and over again, trying to get a different result, but they get the same result every time, and that's a big fucking razor blade encrusted dildo up their ass by the brainwashed fucking children of this world. Because it doesn't matter if you're on the left with them. The moment you think different than them on one subject, they will murder you. And that's a fact, you know. Look at them going after Bill Maher now. He's been one of their biggest advocates, but now that it's not the cool thing to do, just in stylish fashion, they switch back over to the other side. You know what I mean? Thinking people won't remember all the fucking crazy shit they just did. Now, I don't like X personally. I don't like the platform of Twitter or X. I don't like the way things go on there. I do have Premium X. I have been going live on X quite a bit lately, but I'm not a fan of Elon Musk. But I don't know, past few days, man, they've been pretty fucking savage. Calling out the pedophiles and the trans, that really tickled my butthole, Elon. I love you for that, brother. That really just I got a tingle all the way through my taint when I saw he was going after the fucking pedophile groomers, man. That made me happy. To get that kind of publicity about that, man, makes me happy. The problem we do have, though, is all these internet personalities pretending like they're getting pedophiles arrested. Because if you notice, they never show the cops arresting the fucking pedophile, ever. And that's because no victim, no crime. You can say whatever you want in a fucking text message. Let me explain to you how this works. When you meet these pedophiles in a grocery store and you're the one that's talking to them on the phone, nothing happens. So what's going to happen is now this guy's going to be even more sneaky about what he does, and he's going to go on even darker web pages. And then he's going to go to places like Disney where they have specific, like, how do I explain how they do this? They will open a site like girls swimsuit models, okay? And they will put specific asterisks with different coloring in them. That way the child predator and the sex trafficker knows that that is a child that they have officially have for sale right now, okay? And they click on that. Then they screenshot that. Then they embed the code, and they take that code to their little burner phone and their dark internet bullshit, okay? And they put a bid in on that fucking child. That's how sex trafficking is done in America right now. It's all done through the fucking internet. If you go on my Google search list right now, FBI feel free, I give you permission. The number one Google thing in my Google search is how to disable child sex trafficking websites. And it's a real sticky situation when you try to get into taking down these pedophiles, man, because just Googling this stuff to try to find it puts red flags up all over the place. You know what I mean? So you can't just get into arresting pedophiles and just go out and say, oh, well, that guy's a fucking pedophile. You have to do research on the people. You have to get like weeks worth of fucking evidence on the fact that they're trying to come after a child. Okay. You want to expose them for everything they're doing. You don't want to just meet them at a fucking grocery store and smack them in the face. You want them to go to prison. And in Florida, if you hurt a child under 12 years old, you get the death penalty. It's minimum mandatory. It's death penalty for pedophiles in Florida. So, love that. You know what I mean? We just need to get a public firing squad, and I think we would have a lot less pedophiles. You know what I mean? That's why I mean we need to bring back public execution. We would have a lot less of these people out here doing this stuff if we had public execution for these absolute heinous fucking terrorists. You know what I mean? Like the assassin of Charlie Kirk. Death penalty. Has to be. Has to be. You know what I mean? That's already looking like, they've already dropped the charges down on Trump's assassin, right? The second-degree murder. That's not even getting charged as a political assassination attempt. That's not getting charged as terrorism. These are the problems I have with this administration. We're supposed to be the most transparent administration. Where's it at? I want all the transparency. I want all the files on Charlie Kirk. I want everything. And no, guys, Israel didn't fucking kill Charlie Kirk. I'm a nothing nobody. And you're not going to say that fucking, that's my house right now. You're not going to say that Israel paid me to say this because fucking Israel fucking killed Charlie Kirk. No, a bunch of wacko, terrorist, evil, demonic fucking trans leftists in America did that. And how dare you fucking downplay how evil these fucking people are and the extent that they're willing to go to take your fucking life. Now we know there was months of planning involved in this. You know what I mean? Multitudes of people, upwards to 100, 150 people, they're saying now with all the reports we're getting. So I want to say give it some time, but I don't want to say it. I want to say, fuck you, Kash Patel. Where the fuck's our information at? Where's the fucking Epstein list at, man? I mean, yeah, they did release the transcripts, but that just gives me more questions because the names that were on those transcripts is like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? The Republican names that were on those transcripts, it's like, what the fuck? And nobody's talking about that. So we're going to do a whole live on that too. I'll call out all of you. I don't give a fuck the right, left, Donald Trump, fucking Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, fucking traitor-ass J.D. Vance. They called us maggot terrorists and deplorable, unredeemable fucking people. And with the leader of the akin of the American Hitler for 4 fucking years. And then only switched to our side in 2020 when he needed to run for Senate. That's the only reason he switched to our side is so he could run for Senate with Donald Trump's fucking endorsement. So There ain't no echo chamber here. I'll talk shit about everybody. I don't give a fuck. I believe in the Constitution when it comes to America. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in any laws that aren't amended under the Constitution being enforced in America, period. None. Any law that goes against the Constitution, by definition, going against the Constitution should be stamped non-void and erased from record right now. Should have been done immediately. It should have never happened. But we don't have a country that lives under the actual United States Constitution anymore. If we did, all the militias of the state would be activated right now, not the military. Because even in the Fifth Amendment, it talks about activating the fucking militia. And what is it, the 8th or the 18th amending address to the Constitution talks about Congress and the military are to fund, train, and appoint a commander to every state militia in times of unrest, in times of invasion, and in times of extreme insurrection. So until we get back to the actual Constitution, I'm not going to be happy. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Because the Republicans nor the Democrats are actually for the Constitution. I'll say it right now, my administration is not fully for the Constitution. If they did, the Gun Control Act of 1968 would have been abolished already, because it's not an amendment. The Constitution wasn't amended. It's a federal law that goes against the Constitution. That's illegal. It's not supposed to exist. You cannot pass, no law contrary to the Constitution may be passed in any respective state without amending the Constitution, is what the United States Constitution says. You know, we haven't declared war through Congress in, 40, 50 years? So, I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be changed. And what are we doing? We're sending military into the cities. How about we do what I said, and we take Pete Hegseth, the head of the military right now, and all of the Marines from 29 Palms, and we put them in all of these Democrat cities in the fucking police departments and fire every cop that won't follow the Constitution. The cops that arrested Nick Schroeder last night because they didn't want to arrest the Antifa members, they need to be arrested. They need to be held accountable. They're oath breakers. They're traitors to this country. They need to be a massive example. They should be in prison for the rest of their lives, period. If you violate your oath to office, you should never see the light of day again. And everything you've earned from being under that color of law should be given back to the taxpayers, period, of the community you work in, period. If you have tolerance for a cop that even violates the smallest constitutional amendment one time, I have no room for bootlickers. You know what I mean? I believe in the Constitution, 100%. I used to be one of these guys, to back the blue. But then I understand they don't support the Constitution. They don't even know the Constitution. You know, if you find me one cop that can recite the first 5 amendments of the Constitution and the 10 Commandments, and I'll respect the fuck out of him. But until then, I'm done. After the hurricanes and during the Biden administration, we found out in Florida exactly how quick these fucking cops will follow orders from a fucking communist. You know what I mean? They arrested us in the streets for preaching. They call us fascists, but they want to shut us down while we allow them to speak and get violent in the streets. Right now, as we speak, it's live. It's live, and it's starting to get dark. And you know what happens after it gets dark? Oh, I see people moving erratically. Ooh, is that a... Oh, no, it's a fucking glorified paintball gun. More people getting arrested. But with all the people that are getting shot at right now and murdered, look how relaxed and nonchalant these fucking whatever they are, federal agents, police, whatever. It doesn't, they don't ever really give you that information anymore. Everybody's dressed militant. No militant force shall ever be over the people of America. George Washington, James Madison, and Thomas Jefferson said all of that in the Federalist. So, no militant force shall ever be over the people. If you want to know what's supposed to be happening right now and what the forefathers had intended for this country, you can just Google Federalist writings on the militia in America. Do that for me if you get a chance. Google the Federalist writings about the militias in America. What did the forefathers say about the American militia and what they were supposed to do for this country? You'll be mightily surprised when you find out that all this law enforcement and IRS and fucking all of this stuff that we have right now, fucking ATF, the forefathers would be fucking throwing up if they were just popped into existence right now of what this country has become. You know what I mean? They would be just absolutely fucking puking their guts up. They'd be so sick. Because we've gone far away from an IRS. Oh man, that was a massive no-no. You know what I mean? Something like that. An ATF organization to go after people's firearms. Oh man, that would have been kiboshed. They would have been hung in the streets for proposing something like that. Taxes on people instead of tariffs. My God, you know what I mean? My God, that's what these kids don't understand when they bitch about tariffs. Is we all tariffs. We were created with tariffs. We weren't created with taxes. We didn't have taxes in America. Man, we got 100+ years of fucking tariffs, bro, before we started using taxes in America. We didn't even have an internal revenue service until the fucking World War. You know what I mean? We started the internal revenue service strictly to fund fucking wars. So, learn your history, kids. Learn actual knowledge. Don't watch a Netflix fag show and think you know something. Don't go get a degree in gender studies. What the fuck's that ever going to do for you? Nothing. Nothing. There's not even enough of you people to study. You know what I mean? There's not even enough of you fucking people to study. We want to send billions of dollars to other countries so they can figure out why fish swim upstream backwards. What the fuck? We're going to turn frogs gay and shit? Torturing fucking dogs? We live in a savage-ass country, bro. But the rules for thee and not for me, you know what I mean? Is what they live by. They don't live by the regular rules of the world, these Democrats. The laws they pass are 100% against the Constitution, 100% against everything that America believes in. Everything these kids are out here espousing right now goes against everything this country was built on. Everything. This is a communist and an Islamic revolution is what this is. These kids have been radicalized by terrorists, and now they're terrorists. No, it didn't. Did you say only 5% of the population wanted to leave England? No, it was 22%. What are you talking about? 22% of the country left to start a new country. And we had a whole nother country, France, help us do it. We get 5%. 3% of America stood up to fight a war. 3% of this country stood up to turn this into the country of America. But it was far more than 5% of England that came to America. But you know that we're not the ones who found this country though, right? We're not the first ones to come over here. You understand that, right? Like a lot of people seem to think or something like that. Like we got Ponce de Leon landed right here in fucking Punta Gorda, Florida. We got the Ponce de Leon Park and statue right there. You know, I live in one of the parts of fucking America that the very first explorers came to. We've got massive statues and fucking memorials dedicated to them here. Hard work is very good. I was carrying center blocks all day today and slinging fucking concrete. I posted that earlier. You can go look at the work that I'm doing. Somebody ripped this old guy off for about $3,500. He paid them to seal the roof on his trailer and his work trailer, which is a 30-foot long toy hauler, and his camper. And they charged him $3,500, and they got up on the roofs and put some fucking duct tape over the holes and never came back. So I've been over there. I helped them fix all that stuff. And now they did the same. Somebody did the same thing to him with a stucco job. They did a fucking massively horrible stucco job that's holding mold. So I'm fixing that for him right now. It's like 91 years old or some shit like that. Still moving around, driving his vehicle every day. So good for him. When I work for him, I only charge him $100 a day. And I'll work 8 or 9 hours for him. We've got to respect our elders, guy. And he's also a veteran. So, yeah, I do my best to help him out. I can't do shit for free because obviously I'm poor, and I'm trying to rebuild my life. But I do what I can to help people when I can. I'm tired of these people coming down. It's only really been like this for the past 4 years too. We got all these people coming down from other states, and they're absolutely just ripping these fucking old people off. You people from these cities, you city fucking folk, y'all are horrible fucking human beings, man. Y'all do horrible things to these old people down here. Like, y'all are horrible, horrible human beings. They come down here and they'll take their houses. They'll go in and act like home care providers and stuff like that. And then they'll get them to sign paperwork, and they'll steal their fucking homes from them and fucking put them in a home, like a nursing home. Fucking crazy what you people do. See, when you're raised in the South, you don't think about doing shit like that. Don't get me wrong, we got criminals, but y'all do some fucked up shit to the weakest part of our population, to our children and our old people. It's fucking crazy, man. It's absolute insane. Now, when I was younger and I was rolling with a fucking much heavier crew, you know what I mean? And I was rolling heavy every motherfucking day, really heavy. I did some pretty bad things to people, but they were all fucking scumbags just like I was, you know what I mean? I never went out and fucked over anybody intentionally that was innocent. Now, if you owed me money, I went and took all your shit. That's what got me in trouble. If you owed me money, I went and took all your shit. I'd go to your house with a fucking U-Haul, and I'd back it up to your front door, and I'd kick your fucking door in and take all your fucking shit. And I'd have 12 motherfuckers with me to make sure nobody coming up behind me. That was a long time ago, though. I'm a 43-year-old man. Well, unions are iffy down here in Florida, because unions in Florida aren't the same as, like, they get the pipe layers 187 here, but I mean, I like union. It's just that's an iffy situation with me. But most people are just most people work for themselves down here in Florida. I know you must be from up north somewhere, like New York or somewhere like that. They have massive unions in New York. How are the unions still good like they used to be? I know the union used to be there to actually stand up for the little guy, but I haven't heard of any union standing up for the little guy in a long time. You owe me money? I don't even know who you are. Oh, you're a bot. You're a bot, or you're a scammer from India or somewhere. Michigan, yeah. Whereabouts in Michigan? I lived in right in the middle of the Mitt in St. Louis for a while. Lived in Alma, Michigan, and I've been in Upper. I lived in Upper Boyne City for a while. Lived in Grand Rapids for a little bit too. Yeah, a lot of overtime, but you get time and a half and double time with the union, right? When you do double time. How are you doing, Canyon Videos? They're always mad at me. They hate me, and they can't kill me is what really gets to them. They've tried so fucking hard. They won't even look at me when I go to the rallies. You'll see when I go to this rally in the middle of October, which we're having a massive, I'm going to try to have a massive Charlie Kirk rally on the 14th of this month, by the way, guys. It's his birthday, It would have been his birthday on October 14th. So I already got someone to donate big fireworks. So we'll have some big fucking mortars out there. We'll have food. Probably going to have a raffle. We're going to have a laptop out. We're going to find the location. I'll be posting a location within the next 3 days because, that's, 12 days away. But it'd be great if we can get some support down here in Southwest Florida for Charlie Kirk. So like I said, raffle, food, try to have some speakers. I've sent a couple emails to Mike Flynn and a few other people because he's like 12 houses down from me here. So I'm trying to trying to get a hold of quite a few people to come out and speak. I sent a email to Greg Stubbe and a couple other representatives of our state, and well, I'm gonna try to make a good day of it. I wish I could have some merch out there, but with the way things are going and the fact that I got banned and lost all that money from YouTube last week, kind of set me back another couple weeks. So I'll have a new sublimation printer. We'll start off with sublimation. I don't like heat press because they suck. You still have to charge just as much because of the shipping and handling. So we'll start off with heat press, and we'll get back to screen printing and making flags and shit and hats and tumblers and all that stuff. So that'll be soon. I'll be launching the merch store probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'll have a TikTok store. I'll have a YouTube just qualified me for members and a YouTube shop. So all social media. I'll also be doing, I do lives on Rumble every day too, just so you know, guys, at Berserker Patriot 1776 or at Berserker Patriot on Rumble. At Berserker Patriot 1776 on X. Charlie Kirk 1993 on Kick, I think. And do I have anything else? Port Charlotte Trump Group on Facebook. I got to put up I'm going to start in my, when I do my live tomorrow, you'll be able to see all my stuff right on the scene setting. I'll go live on OBS tomorrow. Just understand, I haven't figured out how to get all the features on OBS yet. So, I'll be able to get your chats and stuff like that, but I can't send out any of the prizes or anything like that. Anything like I do on, like Paul's got 150 experience right now on my channel. Oh, look, at Slim Fat Boy Chubby is my number 2 fan on here tonight. You got 125 experience. That means that you put just as many comments as Paul did. But me and Paul talk shit to each other all the time, so thanks for being here tonight, brother. Joe, I think you stopped watching. I love you, man. Get a hold of me. Why haven't I seen you? I haven't seen you fucking anywhere in like a month, bro. Where you at? Love you guys. Have a good night. Be blessed.